We ain't no queens, but we going up there.
Facebook, how cool is it that you can be in one place but you can talk to many? That's But so I talked about being self-employed and everything, and I'm corporate, right? So I work in the corporate world. But my husband, what's really cool about being a business owner, and I didn't know if some of you people that are a little bit younger, kids, understand what being a business owner is like. It's really cool because you own your time, but you also own your time, which means if you don't do what you need to do, you don't make any money, you don't eat. Right? That's in the Bible, 2 Thessalonians 3:10. If you don't work, you don't eat, right? Man that doesn't work doesn't eat. So my husband is very motivated to get up and work so that his family can eat. That's actually what he's doing right now. He's working, he works in the evenings, sometimes on the weekends. But what was really fun earlier in the day, we got a chance to watch my son's full football practice for about 3 hours this morning. And then after that, we went to work out, and we had a little bit of lunch at home, and then we started working. So that's the flexibility of being a business owner. I hope to pepper in some of those kind of things so that as you go through your journey of life, you can start to see the different options. You can work for a large corporation, you can be a business owner, you can own an online business. Diversifying is a really great thing these days too, earning money from multiple places. So that's what we've done. But I say all that to say that's what maybe people see when they see us online, when they meet us for the first time. But there's something called Johari's window. Has anybody ever heard of that? Is that a totally new concept? So Johari's window, it's 4 different areas, right? So there's things that you know about me that I don't. Like if I had something in my teeth, if my hair was sticking up, you're like, all right, I see it, but she doesn't see it, right? Another thing in Johari's window is there's things that I know about me that you don't know about me. And then there's things like I just shared, I know about me, and now you know about me. You know I have kids, you know I'm married. So I find that really interesting because we often go through life knowing things about ourselves and maybe trying to hide those things from others. We don't want people to know certain aspects of our story because sometimes it's embarrassing. So some of the things that you don't know about me is that I was born to a teenage mother. So my mom was 16 years old when she had me. Now I can't imagine that I have a 16-year-old and I'm often checking his location just to make sure he doesn't get lost. Can't imagine it. But my mother was 16 when she had me, and by the grace of God, I made it. My grandparents helped raise me for the first couple years, and then she met who I call my father, Leo Bell. My biological father abandoned me. I've never met him, never laid eyes on him. I know who he is, but he doesn't have the desire to know me. But thank God, Leo found me and found my mother. He adopted me, and he became my dad. He's the only dad that I've ever known. He paid for college. But we've got birthday party this weekend that he's also financing. He is a wonderful man. An amazing protector and provider. He showed me what a husband is supposed to be, what a father is supposed to be. Just an amazing man. You know that. I don't have to tell you if you've met him, but he's a great guy. But my oldest son, his first car. Now he wrecked the car, but it's fine. It's insurance took over. Anyway, we still haven't paid for a car. It's 3 cars in. That's a whole other story. But a very great man. But another thing that you don't know about me is that my parents divorced. They divorced when I went to college. Not so great. But I still have a great relationship, of course, with him and with my mother. I got pregnant with my oldest before I got married. And, it worked out though. It worked out. We got married. We've been married now for 18 years. We bought our first home at 26, lost it to foreclosure by 30 because of poor budgeting. So, again, I talk about Johari's window because you can see people and they can present a front, right? Like you think they've never been through anything, but we've all been through something. But thank God we don't look like it, right? We don't look like what we've been through. But I hope by sharing some of those things that I kind of bring the walls down, maybe help you realize that there's things that maybe you've experienced that maybe you don't want to tell anybody about, that you're struggling with, But what I found is that once you name it, you can let it go. So I named some of the things that happened to me, and I've let it go, and I'm able to move on, and the shame is gone as well. So I'm grateful that things are a lot better, right? We're a business owner. We bought a house in Princeton about 5 years ago, which was an amazing time to buy. The reason I bought it though is because I saw my dad do it. He bought a house in Plano before Plano was big. He did it in Allen before Allen was big. He did it in Fairview before Fairview was big. So when Princeton popped on the map, I was like, I've seen it. I've seen this before. I'm not going to miss my window. I'm going to go ahead and buy. And it's been a great, great investment. So being a homeowner is very important and something that we should all strive to do to build our wealth. So how do we fix some of these things, some of these issues before they even start? The things that I've addressed and that have really helped me in my life are just 3 things: health, my social life, and finances. So as far as health goes, for all the young women, let's make sure that we take care of our bodies, because we might end up in that Jahari's window. There's things that other people know about us that we don't know. But if you shower, you take care of yourself, you stay clean, you're going to be able to be around other people and present yourself well. Also, working out is really important. It's something that I do quite a bit, and it's kept me vibrant and alert, and something everybody should strive to do a couple times a week. I also journal. I brought it with me. I have my gratitude journal, so when you're going through things and you write down what you're thankful for, it just makes everything so much better, and you forget all the little stuff. But as far as your finances go, it is so important to read, understand finances. Don't shy away from your finances. 44% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency if something popped up, and that's a lot. So imagine 10 people, 4 people can't cover an emergency. My son recently broke his foot, the 16-year-old, and if we couldn't pay for surgery, he'd be hobbling around right now. We wouldn't have been watching practice. Right? So it's really important to take care of your personal finances and understand them. And I found that addressing these issues has helped me overcome them, and I've created really good habits around those issues too, so that I don't see them rear their head again. I've created routines, so every morning, work out. So I know we met your son at the gym a couple years ago. It's been a really good habit that we've established, working out, and goal setting. So we set goals every single year, and we make sure that we accomplish them. And even if we don't, we keep the same goal. We're like, we're going to do it. I have a weight loss goal this year, and this year I'm going to hit it because of the routines I've established. Another thing is just your association. That's really important when you're a young woman, to make sure that you're associating with the right people. I know there's group texts out there. Watch what's going through those group texts. If you see things that are not appropriate, you need to exit. Because you've got like a whole, basically script of things maybe that you shouldn't see that are in black and white, which you get a lot of trouble for. So association is so, so important. To recap though, it's really important to take care of your health. It's really important who you associate with, because your social life is really important for your mental health, but also it can take you down if you're not associating with the right people. And your finances, take the time to learn about them, so that as you grow, you can take advantage of the housing market as it goes up and down, and have more money in your checking account so you can cover emergencies, so we can all live well. Thank you so much for having me today. I enjoyed meeting everybody that's here. I hope that you got something from that online, but I hope to meet you in person sometime soon and enjoy another one of your carnivals. Thank you so much.
There we go. All right, so Marissa, first and foremost, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your experience with us. I think it's important how you didn't stick with just the highs, right? You kind of brought in the lows and how to navigate those. And that's one thing that we're trying to teach our young people, is that we're trying to join in and navigate life with them. So that was great, phenomenal how you kind of tied in those things. I also wanted to piggyback on something that you said, the goal setting. Being in the schools, we kind of see children shying away from setting goals and just kind of go with the flow, right? Kind of avoiding disappointment, avoiding being let down, and all those different things, right? So could you talk a little bit about goal setting and what mindset that you have to complete the goals that you set?
Definitely. I actually go through the same thing. Meaning that sometimes I don't want to set a goal because I am worried about missing it, like a weight loss goal, right? You're like 3 years in, I'm gonna do it this year. So it's so much easier to just ignore it and to not say, you know, what you're going to do. It's especially hard to say it out loud. So I can write it in my journal. I can look at it every single day, which is really important when you're accomplishing goals or you're trying to accomplish goals, but saying it is really tough because the people around you, they're gonna hold you accountable. They'll talk about you if you don't hit a goal. They make fun of you if you don't hit a goal, but you have to be strong and push through because it's worth it. It is worth it to be a homeowner. It is worth it to save that first $1,000. It's worth it to pay off debt. But those are some of the goals that I have. And like I said, it's really hard to actually claim it, but that's gonna be the first start, is setting the goal. Make it measurable, attainable, right? And you know, you want to make sure that you put a timeline on that. So I have my goal is December of this year, if that was possible.
Sweet, and then kind of going a little bit deeper in goal setting, what was your biggest setback when you made a goal, or what was your biggest struggle in attaining the other side of the goal that you wanted to do?
I can tell you, I mean, I am in the midst of my weight loss goal, right? And routines are really important. That's why I work out, and I'm really working on my diet and what I'm consuming and watching my portions. But I'll tell you one thing that'll really challenge you is a business goal. So for our e-commerce business, I have a business goal, and I've had it for quite a while to get our monthly revenue to a certain amount. And when you don't hit those goals, it makes you want to throw it all out. You're like, okay, my goal was 10,000 a month and I hit 5. I'm a loser, just throw it out the window, right? Why do I even try? But my business goal has been the most challenging thing for me because it depends on the people, on our team and how we support them. And it's something that I think about all the time, and it has definitely challenged me. It's made me want to quit many times. Sometimes I don't want to talk about it, but when you claim it, when you say that this is what I want to achieve by this date, there is so much power in it. Even if you come close, there's power in setting that date and not getting disappointed if you don't hit it.
Sweet. Well, that's all the questions that I have. Does anybody else have any questions before we end out for tonight? All right, sweet. They told me only count to 5 seconds. So, thank you so much again, Marissa. Can we all give her a round of applause one more time for coming in, speaking to our young ladies and sharing her experience? So, as you can see, young ladies who are watching the live, or if you're just coming back into the live, it is absolutely possible to be an entrepreneur, to remain diligent in your walk with Christ, and also remain true to who you are. I know it's kind of cliche to say remain true to your truth, but if you're following Jesus, right, we know the truth, and following that truth is what gets us to the other side of our purpose. So, tune in next week for our second round of Street Smart Summer on Monday starting at 6:30 p.m. We will have Man Cave Monday, so we can't wait. You can come in person, or you can do exactly what you're doing right now and watch it online. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone else, since you are here, there is food to be served. So treat yourself. I know choir rehearsal begins in a little bit, so y'all can't eat. So we'll save it for the kids. Thank you so much for tuning in.